Listen, thank y'all for I want to start this from the beginning. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Revive to Live the movement. The blood of Jesus. The blood of Jesus. It washes white as snow. Transformation worship. Yes. To the highest mountain, on, and it flows to the lowest valley. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose. Come on, lift your hands and say it will never say. It will never lose. One more time, lift it up, say. It will never lose its power. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Welcome to the main event. This battle is scheduled for one fall. In the left corner, we have the challenger. He is known as the originator of rebellion. He is the father of lies. He is a deceiver. He has no wins, all losses. He's already been defeated. He is Satan. But in the right corner, seated at the right hand of the Lord, he is the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Alpha and Omega. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. He is healer, waymaker, promise keeper. He has oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. He's the undefeated champion of the world. Oh yeah, oh yeah. TC, lift up a shout like you lost your mind if you serve undefeated champion. Church, y'all ready to praise the name Jesus? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. We say, there is no way we can lose. There is nothing we can do. Seated high on the throne, we know he's the undefeated champion. There is no way we can. I wish I could move like I want to. Nothing we can do. Seated high on the throne, we know he's the undefeated champion. The king is high, undefeated champion. Undefeated champion. Spoken word with his words. King of heaven and earth. For generations he's shown. He'll never leave you alone. Took up his word, he took off his word. To purchase the throne. He wants us like you. We're out on the land. Defeated sin so we can have victory. Let's go. There is no way we can. Realize that. There is nothing we can. Never do. On the throne. Let's go. The undefeated champion. Everybody lift it up and say the king is here. The king is here. Undefeated champion. Undefeated champion. Get out the way, get out the way, make room for the king is here. Undefeated champion. Undefeated champion. The king is here. Undefeated champion. Undefeated champion. Undefeated champion. Yo, that is once again Michael Todd Transformation Worship. That's a live thing. His live albums have been a real good blessing to me, and that song kind of been in my head all week. So let me just get right to what we getting to. This wonderful Saturday afternoon. Let me see where I'm supposed to be. Okay, here we go. In my notebook. So the thing we're going to talk about today that is a plus for me is transactions. So when I mean transactions, I mean our transactions with other people, the way we interact with other people. How Happy New Year. Welcome to another day. Happy New Year in 2025. I'm glad that we are here. We made it over. As the old people say, I made it over. I'm not going to sing that good old song. But yeah, thank y'all for joining, liking, and sharing this evening. So transactions. I got it in title in transactions because there's so many transactions that will happen, that have been happening, and that things come to a phase or whatever, right? Like new seasons, terms that is used, and everything else. And so when we think of how we build relationships, why are we building relationships? What's the foundation or the principle for us to be in relationships? And so we end up getting in relationships and kind of confusing it, what it's going to be, if we don't give no direction to it, right? Even if it's a business relationship and we become partners, and creating something and building something and being together on one accord, right? And some things that it's not just all spiritual, and it ain't always emotional. It's just a business transaction, right? You buy some shoes, they give you some shoes, right? So what your money declared is what you have chosen and what y'all have came in agreement with. So that's simple, right? That's that type of transaction we do every day. We go to the store. Listen, we go to the store, we pick out what we want, and we pay for it. And that's something we have to pay for to get, right? And so even when we work, we're working to get something. And so when we put ourselves in transactions like that, we don't care. We don't care about it, not too much. We just be like, dang, maybe I shouldn't get it because it may not need to be in my life at this moment. The price of it is not just fitting into my budget, or it's not the season. And so when we are in those situations that we got to purchase something, we kind of like, I don't know, unless we have a shopping habit. Somewhat like me, impulsive shopper sometimes. And so when I see something, be like, I really don't need that, but I have a taste for it, so let me get it. Or something may be beneficial about me getting this hot sauce, and we already got a bottle at the house. So like that needs to be self-controlled, right? And but that's the transaction with me, that I get to the cashier, and then I'm nervous to get home and be like, oh yeah, I kind of went over the budget or whatever. And so that's a transaction, actually a two-way transaction. Nisha, go to the store. Okay, I went to the store. Get these certain things. All right, I got these things and more, right? And so the transaction I had with my partner, with my wife, that transaction was kind of, now I'm thinking of it as I'm going through this stuff. She gave me, this is what we need. All right, cool. Literally, I was going into the store for one thing and then maybe two for some dog pads. They didn't have either, right? Because the store was going out of business and it was 75% off. So that transaction right there was like, all right, cool. I'll give a call, like, this is what's on sale. So anyway, that was another transaction because that was a conversation. We got it. Okay, cool.
That's being on one accord. That's just talking to your partner, right? To make sure everything is in right standing, or everything can happen correctly, and there will be nothing missing or nothing broken. All right, so we're gonna just talk about transactional interactions. When I looked up transactional is relating to the conduct of business, right? Focusing on immediately exchanges or benefit interactions rather than building deep connections. Simple, right? That's the business part of it. Simple, right? But if we working for something and I'm in contract and I don't get paid my hours, oh, it's a problem. So that means I have to go to HR, payroll, however, whomever I need to get to make sure that payment is mine, to make sure that transaction was complete, to make sure all that stuff was in order, because we made a business transaction, a business agreement that was ending up being transactional because it was an immediate agreement, right? And it have its quick benefits. Going to the store, once again, quick benefits. And so that's nothing that we have to put our heart on. We don't gotta be mindful of other people. That's just something that we do. It's easy. They go over our head, you know. But even the things that we think we need in going into the store, sometimes it's just giving us a craving or feeling the craving. Hey, my J boo, feeling the craving of the things we want or the things we feel like we need, right? And that's just not in going to the store. Some things, I'm going faster. I'm going ahead of myself, but some things we need or desire or we accept as something that would be meaningful, but it ain't an agreement. Both parties are not agreeing. So transactional actions is self-serving. Only contribute there is only contribute an effort for a return. Okay. It is short term, if tempered, it can be taxing to your mind and body. So when I gathered that it can be taxing to your mind and body, there are things that we want to do, and it is short term. It's temporary, right? And the outcome is temporary because we not having a renewed mind and a renewed change. All right, this is the beginning of the year. Everybody got the resolutions. All right, I'm going to start eating different, right? I'm going to start waking up, going for a walk. Oh, I'm going to do this and do that. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to have a quick fix and take these pills because they said this detox I got going to work completely in 10 days, completely. But on the third day, I'm in the restroom all day because I'm going to the bathroom. So that's a quick fix for something. But even in that quick fix is something that needs to be added in those cases so we don't lose all our energy, all our enzymes, all the nutrients that we need. Water is a replenishment, right? But we do quick things to quick results, and it can have a long time effect. And when we end up doing quick temporary things and can damage us forever, we need to step back and be mindful of what short-term decisions we're making. Why we can't go through the part of maybe doing little by little, going and just walking up the street and not try to walk a mile. Maybe just in first of all, and change your mindset about how you look at food, or knowing why you overeat. What things are you dealing with emotionally that makes you overeat? Because sometimes we can get eating emotionally, but I may eat because this emotion is triggered. My anxiety is triggered, right? But I'm not going to eat if I'm sad. right? So then I'm not even taking in what I need to have a healthy body, a healthy day of energy. So it is two ways, right? And even trying to build your physical man, we have to be mindful of the quick fixes we're trying to do. And we have to understand, even look within yourself at the beginning of the year and say, how do I look at food? How do I look at this friend? How do I, is this person really a friend that I have been considering a friend? We have to put people and things in the right compartments, in the right area in our life to know how we should interact with them, because that's wisdom, right? We get these quick things or these hookups, right? And when you got these quick hookups, then it's just like, oh, well, I fell in love. It was good. And everything else. And so something quick ended up you having and getting into a 3-year relationship that becomes abusive. So we always trying to fulfill something. You need to know what you're looking for that fulfillment to be, and why do you need that fulfillment. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Happy New Year as well. Okay, and so self-serving is one. Short-term, temporary things that's interactional. Okay, give and take. This is how we operate. We give and we take, right? We judge. What is it doing? We judge. I forgot that saying that quick. Anyway, give or take. Each person does a thing for another. Expecting expecting to get something in return. That's when you give and take. If you give me if you give me a glass of water when I'm at your house, but when you come to my house, you expect me to give you a glass of water, right? It's more of a, not a selfish place. It's more of a tally place where when you're giving and you have an expectation of that giving to come from the same source that you was giving in the same way. And that's the misunderstanding where our minds kind of gravitate to, because that's simple. You give me something, I give you something. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, right? And then we have these expectations. Oh, I'm going to scratch your back. And the other person never desired to scratch yours. They needed their back scratched so they can move on with life. And so when we have this expectation that comes with no clear communication, it will end us up in a path of destruction for our year of 2025, because we have just came together and for a quick fix without clarity, right? And now we in an expectation for someone to do something for us simply because we did something that they didn't ask us to do. They didn't ask us to buy us they didn't call and say, Nisha, on the way, can you get me a burger? Right? They didn't ask for that. But I simply brought a burger because for my thought is, the way I operate is, I'm not going to go to my friend's house empty-handed and they just said they was hungry. Right? And so that's how some things are. We operate in that way, and we operate out of what we desire people to do for us. And then we expect that same return, but they're not us. So when we have the expectation that they gonna bring to your house a dish or something for them to eat, and you didn't tell them, then you in expectation to get something back. And then you upset, we upset, our feelings are hurt because we don't get anything back. But the reason our feelings are hurt because we expected them to do the same thing that we did to them. And that's where the expectation comes, where the expectation end up being defeated. And then we like, I don't want to give to nobody. I ain't about to share with nobody. I ain't about to do this to nobody, right? But you have to know the basis of that relationship. You have to learn people for who they are and not where you want them to be, right? We can give ourselves and give to people for us to get something back. And all they became was a taker. And we like, man, they used me. I'm an example, right? But it was some things that I gave that they didn't ask for. So I put myself in that thought of expectation when it never was an agreement about how this should go. Right? How our the way we think things should be. And so when we end up feeling like, dang, they just left me, man. Now I got these bills. And they didn't even say they wanted to move in with you. You just came in trying to be suave and say, yo, baby, you come in and live with me, I'll take care of everything. So they're like, okay, I come in. You can take care of me, boo. Right? And so then you being taken care of, and you expecting them to at least have the house clean. But guess what? They didn't even ask. They didn't even ask you, could they move in with you? You have you have spoken what you was going to do, but they never spoke what they was going to do by moving in. You had this expectation that, yeah, I got my girl in here, my boo at home, whatever. So they ain't working, whether male or female. They ain't working. So I know when I get home, I'm going to have a cooked dinner. Oh, I know when I get home, my bath water should be ran. When I get home, I'm about to get served because I'm out here serving to pay the bills, but yet you get home and you get nothing. And then the issues begin. But we have to go back into the beginning of why you start doing what you have done. Is it because you was in honest communication? Did y'all say it was going to be like this, like that? No, it was something we kind of do, moving quick, and then our feelings get hurt in the end, or things don't go right because we went into this both with the wrong expectation. And when people don't ask you for nothing, they ain't expecting to do anything because their mindset is, I didn't ask for this. You didn't have to do this, right? That comes up in arguments with people in any relationships, friendships, whatever, marriages. Oh, I didn't ask, you didn't have to do this for me, and then it's like, then you like, dang, I did it because I wanted to, right? But when you don't get the response because you did something that you wanted to do and they bring it up, it is insulting. Because now the thing is, from that place of being insulted, is because you did what you did out of a place of love, out of a place of, that's my man, that's my wife, that's my husband. We did that because that was our heart language, our love language. So when it's not received, and it's like, well, we think that if it is received, you should love me. You say you love me. So if you love me, you should do certain things for me, as because I know I love you and I end up doing certain things for you. And the reality is this: when we get in these type of situations and relationships, transactions, right? We have to realize that that our partner, our best friend, is not going to operate like you operate. Right? And then because love is the key, and I'm in love, oh my God, I'm doing this. So yeah, I'm going to get it later. Right? I'm just giving quick examples of how these transactions that we have, they're not even on one accord. They're not even, we ain't even in the same mindset, right? We just expecting to get something in return. But most times the something is something good because you did something good, right? And we miss that We may not get it in the same way that I gave it to them, but they are giving something to me in the capacity of which they can give it. They are giving to me in the way they know how to give. They are giving to me as the way they understand affection, or the way they understand gifts, of the way they understand service, of the way they understand physical touch, right? And so when you just doing something and you don't have communication about how you desire it to be, it's not going to be, because going into something and just saying, you my man, you my wife, we going to the altar, you my boo, we can say that, but we not having the questions at the first date of, what do you expect in relationships, right? So going to the next point of being transactional. Just transactional. Scorekeeping. We keep score. We keep tally. We keep, and I know for me, it'd be like, I don't want to keep tally, right? But I'm not one to always bring stuff up. Now, and this is the thing, because when we hear people say, you keeping score or whatever, we do take that negatively, like, you keeping score on what I do. You bringing it up, you always bringing up something I said, you always bringing up something I share. And you have to realize that maybe the way you say certain things or give like, well, babe, in an argument it come out, and I know I have said this, I'm not bringing it in your, I'm just bringing it to your attention so you can know how it felt, or you can understand how I feel, right? And so in bringing it up, and this is, man, I'm still learning. I learned, well, before I got married, I thought I was learning something. But even into that, when you put it in action and then you end up thinking about it, how it's going to be on the other side, how they may experience certain things, it'd be like, yo, okay, I should have conveyed that differently. I may not have to always bring up the situation. Remember when you told me this, and this is what you done, and how it was done to you. Now you doing it. Now this is happening in a place where I don't want to do nothing else, right? And how we try to bring up things and say, well, baby, I did bring your bathwater last week, right? I did vacuum the floor. Now, it's a way in the different tones of how to say this, and saying it in a way that could be understood, that is not being thrown in your face. And this is what it means to keep score. Because when people keeping score, they be like, I just did this. I bought you lunch. I bought you dinner. I bought you a snack. I bought you 7 pair of shoes. I bought you 8 pair of socks. I bought you 20 pair of underwear. And then you keep tallying of what everybody did or what somebody did. And then then that happens, and then nobody, they like, I don't want nothing from you no more. Don't give me nothing else. Why? Because you keep throwing up in my face everything that you have done. And everything that you have done, I appreciate it, because I thought you was doing that out of the kindness of your heart, or because you say you love me. But I guess you was doing that so you can be able to hold a weight or hold something over my head, right? So hope you're definitely getting the difference, because you can say that in times, but the way they is going to perceive it, like, well, babe, I know I just cleaned the tub out for you. So can you clean the tub out for me? Because I cleaned it out for you. That's a tally, right? That's trying to, that is passive aggressiveness right there. And that's not direct. So when we do things like that, and I'm telling y'all these things that I'm saying, I have been down that road. I have experienced it. I have done it, right? And even to the point of being passive aggressive, because I want to say what I need to say, but I'm going to say it in a different way because I don't want to get you mad. Because if I say it in a way that you're going to get mad, then now you mad at me. But guess what? When you're not being direct, you come off being confusing. And so now they like, what are you talking about? Or how are we going to get to the bottom of this? Because you're not being direct with me, right? So being direct is very key in any transaction. Having a proper agreement in any transaction is vital. Not keeping score if we want healthy transactions, right? The scripture says about love. Love keeps record of no wrong. And we like, yo, no, I remember when, like, remember when Erica slapped you 10 years ago? Remember when, old boy, like, stole your car, like, 20 years ago? Right. And so then these are the things where we penalize other people for what happened to us in the past. So we indirectly keeping score and holding on to how much pain we went through. So then the next person in our life won't create that pain. But it's not the next person creating that pain. It's you holding on to that pain, and you want to hold on to it. So anything that person may say, you will see it through the lenses and the eyes of how you got hurt before. And so when we do that, we are not setting ourselves up for healthy relationships. We're not setting ourselves up for healthy friendships, right? And most times the giver, we be like, I gave. Right? Did they agree to give? And what did they give? And sometimes people did give to the capacity of what they knew. So allowing people to be who they are is the best thing we can do, right? So that's just having transactions, period. And some of that, and that happens in relationships, transactional relationships. We end up being self-serving. We end up doing short-term things that gonna hurt our mind and body and soul and spirit. We on a give and take, a give and take. Then we expecting to get something back in return, because we're giving and taking, and in that is keeping the score, and that's a transactional relationship that ends up setting us up for even more hurt, and then even not creating or not giving other people the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to say benefit of the doubt, not giving the person a safe place just to be them, a safe place, and to be okay to give something of themselves, right? So when we are in a healthy form of relationship, we do desire to be, it should be a balance, right? And so some of the things of a transactional relationship is a partnership based on trust, authenticness, vulnerability, and they are fully engaged and present. Fully engaged and present. My fault. That's not transactional. I'm sorry, I said the wrong word. Transformational relationships. So we got transactional relationships where we got to name these things, right? We have transactional relationships. So you scratch my back, I scratch yours, right? But then we have these transformation relationships that it's supposed to be a partnership, which means we are in agreement, right? To be partners, we agree that it's based on trust. We have to understand it ain't gonna always be quick to trust somebody only because I'm a new person. If I'm the new person in your life, the new friend in your life, yeah, you may not be holding on to the past or holding on to certain things because you don't want to get hurt. But also too, you're still able to get triggered. I'm still able to get triggered. Everybody is still able to get triggered. But you already know that you're on your healing path. And if you got triggered by something a new person did, that means it ain't the new person who stabbed you 7 times before. It's how you remember or take it or perceive it that automatically take you back to a thought or the feeling or the event. When the event happened, it takes you back to that place. Your mind remember how that felt, the pain of agony. So for somebody to trigger it and be like, yeah, even though we know it ain't our fault, the person may even know it ain't their fault, your fault, but they had a memory that their body and their mind contain. It's memories and things that we go through where our body and our mind contains it. Even if we're not trying to duplicate it, even if we're open to new friendships, even if we're open to a new job, even if we're open to anything that's fresh, right? You have to be open enough to just say you were going to agree. You have to be open enough just to say you're going to agree. So look at yourself again and see, are you promoting more of a transactional relationship that don't really end up being nothing emotional? It's just, we're going to do what we're going to do. Or is it one that is transformational? Okay, because a transactional can still be we scratch each other back because I want some, you want some, and hey, that's an even exchange, right? So that's some of the things that's not transformable, because these things that how we think about things, how we relate to things, how we cope with things, how we hear things is the guide of our life. And sometimes we can hold on to so much pain. We can hold on to fear. We can hold on to worry. We can hold on to doubt so much that that ends up being the God of our life. Because when I say God, we end up we walk with those things. We are being, fear will lead us. Doubt gonna lead us. Worry gonna lead us. You know what I'm saying? Agony gonna lead us. If those are the things that we're putting before God, or be like, man, I'm going to respond that way because that's the way I know how to handle things. This is the situations I've always been there. And so those are the things that end up killing us. So we end up sabotaging. We end up wearing and carrying this vibe that we don't necessarily need to, right? We don't need to always carry that vibe. We don't need to always be walking in fear. And it's so strong that it is read, but it's interpreted differently. Like the energy you give off is interpreted differently than you are one that is open, or you got to be defensive. Sometimes it comes off as being defensive, right? Because you didn't do the things, or you didn't hear in a way. So two examples. I have one example when at my now job, right? Been there for a couple of years, love that job. But I never had, and I think anybody probably have heard me say this story, but I never had I worked jobs where I loved, right? It's always been with younger people. I've always been doing some work with behavior health, mental health in youth, just wards of the state, right? And so that's who I gravitate to, right? I didn't get the job just because, oh, it's a good thing to do. You can't be in that profession saying it's a good thing to do. It's just good to do that because they don't got family. I can be their family, right? It ain't as easy as that, y'all. You got to have certain jobs and certain things you go into. Anything you got to have if you want it, if it's who you are, it will, man, that drive you have, that's going to make you see people differently, see kids differently. Because dealing in situations where youth are been so used to being afraid and so used to being abused and abandoned and broken, they gonna definitely respond in a way that it won't line up to, oh, I'm just here to help the young folk. It ain't gonna make you feel like that. You ain't gonna feel like that, right? And so but in this job, I have the heart. So but I did not have connections all the time with my other coworkers. Like, I was at this job and I loved the job, and oh my God. And the kids, when I got what's that? A review. All the kids, all my clients reviewed me very highly. Very highly. And so one of the foster parents was like, can y'all make sure Marnisha is at his IEP meeting, at their IEP meeting? And they was like, the caseworker gonna be there, because I wasn't the caseworker, I wasn't there one-on-one. And so they was like, well, the caseworker gonna be there. He was like, a foster father said, no, we want her. She's the one that he interact with the best. He's the one that want her here. So the caseworker kind of like, she been, I don't know what, I ain't never do nothing to nobody at these jobs. I promise you, I would do what I have to do, come in, do my paperwork, leave, get on the road. But doing that, because of her feeling rejected, and that was her rejection that she was feeling, because she got triggered with something. But in this job, I ended up losing it, because people, like these young kids, was like, one of them had to come to my youth night, right? And because their foster parents wasn't nowhere, I got approval to have them come. And, I gave them everything they needed. It was approved for them to come, so they would not be at home by themselves. So anyway, in that thing, they started loving coming. So their foster parent will bring them all the time, right? And I didn't go pick them up. I wasn't even like, yo. So he started bringing them. And so then I got called into the office about that. And I'm like, yo, I'm not bringing him. I'm not even asking him to come. So what should I do? Like, do you want me to leave the church? I've been here. I'm in, I work here pretty much in the ministry. So anyway, it wasn't, I got called out on it, and it happened because another girl came to the church because he heard about it, and they was like, well, this is conflicting. This is crossing the boundaries, it's being conflict with this, and you can't do that. Okay. So they released me. And finding out, like, when they released me, or because they released me, the kids still had my contact information, and they had shared with me, man, such and such is, man, and she was saying that she was happy she got you out, blah, 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 blah. And it was okay, right? So some of that stuff I kind of never had. I wasn't embraced by my coworkers, so I attended to my young people all the time. So in this job, I definitely had coworkers. But the thing of this, I was open to however it went. I wasn't in the expectation of having relationships with my coworkers. No, I wasn't in the expectation of it. But I was open if anything happened, because I wasn't closed off, right? And so in that expectation of me, being not closed off, I was able to wear another garment of just being open and not stiff and not standoffish. That things happen naturally, right? And so when we are in a place to have things happen naturally, we are received naturally, and we're not received in a place of our fear, because we're holding on to it. Okay, so that is with transformational relationships definitely have to do with trust. It don't happen overnight. But if you stay consistent and consistently showing you know, now some things you definitely gonna change. Something your mind, you may not want to wear pink no more. You may want to, wear white, and only because you wore pink, don't hold them to their change, right? So this is another lane. We got to be open to allow people to change as well, as much as we have vulnerability with them, as much as we know, let people be real around us. We have to allow them to have a time to grow or a time to change, or maybe in a season of their life, they even change the way they talk. Sometimes they may change the way they talk to God, talk to others, or how they even, it don't matter, but allow people to be people. And then you will see the way they are interacting with you. And you will never have misjudgment because of their actions. Now, right? And of course, I'm not saying first day of meeting anybody, get chum, no. And another thing is this, with having transformational relationships, is the vulnerability. Being vulnerable. They didn't even say about trust. I mean, they didn't even say nothing about being honest. It's about being authentically you. It's about being vulnerable one to another and engaging with each other and being present. We forget how much people present change by their presence, right? So people can give us present, right? And we're there, right? But some people, we you know how it is to have somebody present in our proximity, like in our one-on-one. Like, you could be sitting right by me and I know you present, but your presence is not making your present body cool to be next to. Okay, so our presence is what makes things transformational. Now we're talking about transformative on a positive note. This is a positive thing of relationship. This is not just transactional relationship. This is a transformational relationship, that things will change and better for yourself. Also, too, you have a partnership that offers and receives. That's the thing. Offering and receiving. So it's like, do you want some juice? No, I don't. Not at right now. Okay, cool, no problem. You ain't get mad. You ain't smack your lips. They ain't taking my juice. It ain't nothing like that. But y'all have to understand it. They the man that just want the juice right now. So then it's even more liable, because y'all are in partnership and y'all have made this agreement and y'all are able to be yourself. It's like, yo, I'm going downstairs. Would you like a drink? Right? It's more like, if you allow people to be, they can live out of who they really are. And then you know exactly who you're dealing with. Okay. So that's the partnership, a balance. A partnership is an offer and receive, right? It's not a give and just take. I'm offering who I am, and you receive who I am, right? You offer me you, I receive you, and then we in this thing together. Okay. Another thing is balance and harmony. Balance and harmony. Harmony is living together. Harmony is bringing together things. Harmony is living in a joyous way, right? Yeah, that's harmony. So also, then in the place of balance, like straight up balance, you bring balance to each other's lives in some shape, form, or fashion. You bring balance to each other's lives. And when that happened, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now I'm getting something. You're getting something. And we're living our best lives because we are able to be ourselves. We are growing in trust. And we understand each other, and we know we're not here just to take. We're here to receive whatever you can give me to that capacity of giving. I don't weigh that you gave this what you gave me is better than what I gave you. I gave you 500, you gave me $5. It's no comparison. It's not keeping things in order, like making tallies of everything. No. Without Bilski, so it's not making tally of everything and taking everything in, right? So that is the blessing of being transformational, because you shall have transformational relationships with people. Because transactional, you possibly can get hurt more so, right? But in transformational, you may get hurt, but it's clarity, because you give direction of where this going. If you giving a direction of, oh, we just gonna be friends with benefits, all right, let's live that. We ain't trying to get no feelings. If anyone get feelings, let's be honest. And then we probably gonna have to break this thing, right? Or if we, or maybe we can make something of it. But that means it has to give clarity. It has to be spoken about. It has to give direction. Anything you are agreeing to, both parties are agreeing to do it, you have to allow the results to come naturally, right? And at least y'all got a clear understanding of what you're doing. I've been saying being authentic. You is being you. Like, I can be you all day. I can be me all day long. I can laugh all day long. If I laugh and got a burp, that's not how I laugh, y'all. But if I laugh and got a burp, that's just, you accept that. Oh yeah, but I'm able to be me. I would desire that everybody able to be themselves around me, because I learned and seen the healing posture, the healing position, when you are around somebody that allows you to be them, allows them to be them, right? I don't want nobody to be like me. Now, if we have the same foundation and we have the same heart and we have things the same and we love people the same, that don't mean we're going to deliver the same love to everybody. That doesn't mean that we're going to, because I got love and you got love, we're going to give everybody a flower, right? My love may look different it will look different from somebody else, right? But the energy and the vibe that is given off is love, pure love. Like, not like I'm trying to change you. You ain't become no project. And so that was my problem with folk. At first, I would see or attract people that were hurting, right? All of us got to hurt. But I ended up trying to say, well, my love gonna heal everybody. So everybody I came in contact with, they weren't even looking for that for me. So then I became overbearing. And they like, no, I'm good, right? But then it came to a point where I wasn't doing that, I wasn't forcing it. And learning, like, yeah, you can be there for them, but you can't fix them. So I ended up having a God complex, trying to fix everybody that was around me. Then I did get to a recently, more recent, because a couple of years ago, I did get to a place where allowing people to be people. But I got to a place where just understanding, I'm not trying to fix anybody. I want to love, right? I want to give, right? But my job is not to fix nobody. So in the midst of me trying to allow my love to change people, I ended up getting hurt. When I learned how to let people be people, I knew exactly how to treat them, right? And then when it even got to a place of, this is the last thing I just had to kind of be honest with myself before leaving 2024, that you can't fix everybody. You can't fix your mama. You can't fix your best friends. You can't fix your co-workers. You can't fix your spouse. You can't fix nobody, right? And so with that, I was like, yeah, okay, I can now verbalize it. First time I heard anything about me, now I heard that, people say, what's that? You was trying to save everybody or whatever. It wasn't me saving everybody. I definitely wanted to say, oh yeah, let me save you from the water. Like I can help you from not drowning. Let me save you from hurting yourself. Hey, sis, how are you? I can and help you from saving yourself so you won't drown. Right? But I would try to be the savior and try to, if I didn't even know how to give mouth to mouth resuscitation, I would do that. And even doing something I don't know how to do will cause more damage to somebody, right? So it wasn't that I just want to save everybody. No, in the place of trying to fix everybody and fix everything, I ended up having a God complex and saying, well, I can do it because I got God in me. I'm an extension of God, so I can do anything. I can put 7 things on my plate and I have time to complete every one of them. Because when I complete, if I can help everybody in this 7 times, God gonna replenish me and give me the energy that I need to do it again tomorrow. Have you ate, Marnisha? Nope. Have you went to the bathroom? Nope. Have you just stopped to breathe? Nope. Did you get you a candy bar? Nope. So it was things like that where I started not taking care of myself. Not because I didn't love myself. I started trying to take care and fix everybody because I wanted and desired everybody to be in a healed state. I'm not the surgeon, right? I'm not the doctor, right? I can't do the things that I can't do. Because if you give somebody mouth to mouth and you don't know what you're doing, they can die. But then we put ourselves in positions to try to do stuff that we don't know how to do. We're killing ourselves and other people. Okay? Mentally, emotionally, however. Right? So even a doctor can try to save you. The doctor can save you and do heart surgery. Surgeon can do their job. Me too. Sus, me too. The surgeon can do their job. But guess who got to do their healing? Them. I can't heal people. Like emotionally. Like I can lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. I can pray for the blinded eyes and they shall see. Like that's the type of, now that I stand firm on. Right? That's the type of faith I have. Right? So I was trying to heal people. And that I cannot do. A surgeon can save lives. Dentist can take out teeth. Back pains can, get injections, wherever. But you can save somebody a little bit. Giving them wisdom can save them. Right? So that's cool. If you want, that's cool. Let me save you right quick. Let me save you from that car that's about to run in front of you. Right? But I can't give you the wisdom not to do that again. I can't give you the thought of you need to pay your bills every time on time, even though I'm saving you from being evicted. I keep giving you $1,000 and to save you from being evicted. And then now I didn't put you on the crutch. So you don't even have the desire no more to do anything for yourself. I saved you, right? But if you don't get up and realize that you need to pay your own bills, you can have help all day long. We can make people so dependent on us that they don't have to do anything for themselves. And that's probably just use it. But if some of us, I used to be at a place too, if I can use it for you, I'll go to the bathroom. But knowing that does not mean I can be the God of their life. Knowing that means I can't I can take them to the well, but I can't make them drink. I can possibly put water in their mouth, but I can't make them swallow. It don't have to go down, right? Say, hold on, sis. Let me put the comment up here. You have learned to, man, tell me about it. I'm over 40. But I think that 45 and learning this stuff. Yep, save your oil in the season that is very valuable. And I'm about to close. Yes, because warning comes before destruction. Warning definitely comes before destruction. And we don't pay attention to the warning because we thinking, oh, well, God gonna give me the strength to do it. All right. So those are the things where the saving, I ended up having to release that and allowing people to grow. And that was a 3-step process, like year by year process. Okay. And when it was a situation in my life a couple of years ago, I felt like I got duped, but I didn't get duped. I got duped, but it made me dope. And so that had to change. And God just hit that with me in the ending of the year. All right. So let me get with transformational relationships. I said, what is it? Authenticness, balance and harmony, compassion. Ooh, I did look up harmony, so let me say what that definition is because I wanted it. So agreement of ideas, feelings, or actions, or a pleasing combination of different parts with balance and harmony. A pleasing combination of different parts. Allow whoever in your life to do what they're good at. If it's your business partner, if they're good with the money, let them deal with the money. If you're good with secretarial work, let you be the one that deal with secretarial work. Okay. So bring your harmony and not hatred and not jealousy, and being balanced with each other and not overstepping because somebody may like the way somebody else that you handle somebody else's finances and they didn't call you because you may know the knowledge of it. You may know how to do it, but it's not so much your niche to count numbers and see what you can do, how you can do this and make stuff happen. You have to allow people to be who they are, right? And you can't get jealous if your best friend or your business partner is the creative one. If they the creative one and they said, yo, let's do this together, you being a creative one, you can't feel salty because they like, yo, she got you right. He got you right. That's a good administrator. That's a good writer, right? So your creativity got to be put on paper so that your partner put it on paper, because you're not good at kind of formulating things on paper, but they're good at taking what you say to make it clear. And when they put it clearly, it makes sense to other people. But like me, I am one boy. I have a thought, mind, process, creativity, and I cannot always make it make sense when I say it. When I write it down, it makes more sense, right? If I'm not in, my worry has been speaking and people not really understanding what I'm saying, or I'm not speaking with clarity. They may understand, but I'm not giving the visual. I'm not making myself understandable. I'm not feeling confident. So when I don't feel confident about how something may come out, right? I go all around the corner so I can hear them kind of say, oh, I get it. But the oh I'm getting, right? The oh I'm getting from them, it's like I had to go back because I wasn't speaking clear, because my fear was that I wasn't going to speak clear, and I didn't speak clear. And then with my wife, I was like, I don't want to say this because she may think I'm dumb, or she may think this is too much far-fetched. This, this is the things I say and I won't, and she may not be in agreement with it. So if she's not going to be in agreement with it, now we got to go back and forth, and I don't want to do that. So you know what, Marnisha? So just shut up and keep things to yourself. Keep your creativity to yourself and do it all by yourself, because you don't even want to talk to somebody that will help you, will not judge you, will walk things through, will help you even become more confident. That's a transformational relationship, right? That is definitely a transformational relationship. Compassion, being compassionate to one another. Transformational relationship also is honoring personal power. I just went over that. Honoring personal power. Know what people good at. Know what you're good at. Know what they good at. And then y'all can bring the harmony and the balance, because y'all are working together to be not good, but become great. Become better. With transformational relationships, it pushes you to go be better. And that's on another note. I'm probably gonna say that again. I love that though. Honoring personal power. Learn who you are connecting to. Learn them for real, and allow them to be safe, so you can see the real them, and the representation of them will easily may fall by the, you can know how to deal with them. Trusting one another. Thank you, boo. You got to trust one another in transformational relationships, right? It's based on trust, authenticity, being authentic, vulnerability. That's what it is. It's the foundation of having transformational relationships, right? Intimacy and collaboration of negotiation. Intimacy, right? Some people take intimacy as conversations. Some take, I'm a conversation. Some people take intimacy as we get it on, let's get it on. Some people, however that person take intimacy, you need to know that, right? And so then y'all can collaborate and have negotiation to come in the middle to see how I'm showing my affection and love, how somebody else gonna show their affection and love to you, right? And so one of the things where it gets me really excited, period, is this made me is when me and my wife are having real sensitive conversation, and it's not a conversation of bedroom action. No, I feel a warm embrace, right? When she says something to me that she is sharing herself. I say something to her and I'm sharing myself. So when we in that place of really sharing each other and really having intimate conversation, not sex conversations, y'all, intimate conversation. For me, it get me excited to probably definitely do other things. But for me, I love touch. I love certain things, but the conversation of opening up and being vulnerable to each other, of being trusting one another, and being at a place that I can be myself, my wife can be herself, and so it is not always every couple gonna probably go through something. You will go through something, but whatever you go through, allow it to benefit. If you say y'all really want to be, it takes work. It take work. And I'm my relation, my marriage, I'm putting all work to it. I don't care what I got to do. I promise you, if it's gonna work, if it's gonna be beneficial, I'm doing it. Because every day I strive. This is me, but every day I strive to make her smile more and more. I strive to make her know that I'm 10 toes down for her and I ain't going nowhere, right? So that's something that I strive to do. And in my wife capacity and with my friends, I'm 10 toes down. If I'm got you, I got you. And the blessing, I'm and a blessing in being married to someone where we had these discussions, the people I love, yo, she accepting love too. Like it ain't no now she may have a let me see how they doing or see what they about, but you would never know it. Heck, I don't even be knowing it sometimes, but you would never know it because she is accepting what makes me happy or the people in my life that I'm cool with. I'm accepting of the people in the life that in her life that she's cool with. We accept each other extensions and not try to cut off the extensions and have each other for ourselves. No, we ain't cutting off extensions on purpose just to kind of have this just me and you everywhere you go, me, we, you know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's not a place of having lordship or we got to be each other everything and end all and be all. It's not a place of that. It's a place of my extensions, her extensions. We're embracing our extensions and we can be in a more supportive relationship to one another. Okay, that is kind of went off, but yeah, I hope y'all got what I was saying. Giving the most you can to help others. Know why you giving. Know why you doing it. And if you're doing it for some expectation, please, before you do it, discuss that expectation. Or if you're doing it and you ain't doing it to get no recognition, make sure, even in your heart, when it's times where you can say, I did this for you, make sure that your heart is in a place where it's not being pricked. So your pureness won't get tainted because of anger. Allow your pureness not to get tainted because of your anger, right? And advancing others to win in a winning way, like advancing you to win. You know, we winning, period. Advancing, I don't care. I don't need if my friends winning, it's all good. If my wife winning, it's all good. I don't need no recognition. I'm happy because she winning. I'm happy because they winning. I'm happy because people are growing. So, advancing other people and helping other people in their goal to win. Okay. So, what do you mean? You asking me this question? Or you just saying, oh, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Right? And you have to know your why, understand your why. Because when you understand your why and you know your why, it would be easier to be clear and have conversation. So the truth of you can walk in the truth of you. If you just in a place of, I just want to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and that's it. And I just want to take, then if they telling you that and you thinking your okay, got it. Yeah, that's true. You got to know it, but if somebody tell you up front they ain't looking for no relationship and you just gonna try to make them be with you, you're gonna get hurt. Well, I've been here for you for 30 days. That still ain't, you being here for me is not gonna change my mind, because my mind was set on, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. We have to respect people's, well, people at. We got to respect people's decisions, right? And so, okay. Also, with having a transformational relationship, it can definitely it evolves you through facing the hard parts, working through the hard parts in life, whether it's whether it's grief, whether it is a tension or a conflict between your friends, a conflict between your parents, whatever. When you have transformational relationship from the foundation of who you are, you have to know you can't make people do what you want them to do. Just can't do it, right? But if you know why you do what you do, and that's the foundation of what you do, and you do these things because you want to be transformational in a healthy way, stand on that. If you just want to be transactional, stand on that, because that's a place too where you can be transactional and it can be safe. But I'm telling you, do not have this what's the word on the diagnosis, or no, that ain't even the word. Don't have this you believe in what you want to believe, right? And you seeing things through a lens of that what you want, and they're not really giving you that energy. You just create that energy because that's what you want, and in your mind you're gonna get that energy, and then you're living a lie or pushing somebody into what they did not agree to, right? Because you living out of your own perception, your own will, your own desire. Please know somebody else's will and somebody else's desire to have the right type of transaction, an agreeable transaction, whether it's just going to be we just having making transactions and doing things, because we agreed upon it, or we doing things as transformational, right? To change each other's lives, to build each other's lives, to help each other become better, the best versions of themselves, and creating a meaningful life, right? Meaningful lives. Healthy relationships can have both. Healthy relationships can definitely and deal with both. So yeah, I sit back and watch what people choose to do. Then I know how to move in regards to them. Exactly. Yep. Love it. Beautiful. Thank you, babe. Thank y'all for who came on, who commented, who just listened for 10 seconds. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here on the first Saturday of the year of 2025. Love y'all. I know we're going to keep doing this thing throughout the year, and I'm always going to be here as much as I can. As much as I try to say things differently, because sometimes you say things a way and people hold you to this place where you're not human, right? So I definitely try to change the way I speak, because anything I say I'm going to do, I am going to do it. And if it even makes me being in a tough situation, I'm going to find a way to do it, because my word is bond. All right. So meet us next Saturday. We'll be here next Saturday. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I will most likely next Saturday be here earlier. I'll put that out. If not, y'all gonna catch me later that day. All right. We out. We love you. Be strong. Grow. Know what type of relationships you want or interactions you want, and decree and declare that. And before I leave, right, when you know the difference, when you want if it's just transactional relationships and it's not being transformational, start decreeing and saying and declaring you need alignment relationships that are in alignment with you. They may not always agree, but it's a relationship to make you better, to bring the best out of you, right? As it's going to be transformational. It definitely need those who will be in alignment with you. Our Cash App is, thank you. Here we go. Let me edit that because that's the old one. So, all right. See, it look like I got 3 L's, but I kind of do. Here it goes. Show. All right. So our Cash App is Revive 2 I's is not an L. It's 2 I's. It's supposed to be numeral, right? Roman numeral. 2 I's, and that's an L. 2 I's and an L. Right? Revive to live. That's us. That's us. Your GPS, God's personal servant, that's me. And the amazing, phenomenal, the voice, the consistent one. My boo. Tisa. So we are here. We're here for you. Y'all have a great day. An evening, night, get rest, go tomorrow, worship God in the way you do. All right. And don't try to lower yourself to somebody else's judgment so they can end up being your Lord because you don't want them to say nothing bad. All right. Love y'all. We're out.